Okay guys, time for an update. Alright, so the problem with these rear mount turbos is how do you hang them? How do you put them in the back? And really, when it comes to this kind of stuff, you're just going to have to get creative. As I've said before, once I get this all packaged up, this is the crude way I'm going to fit this. This is basically the templates I'm using, but I want to give you an idea, at least at the turbo, how I'm going to end up mounting it. This flange here, this is that unique Chrysler Turbo T3 housing. It's not actually a square. It actually has an ear that comes off over here. It's very kind of oddly shaped. Took me a while to find this flange. And out of all the places I tried, the guy had one pre-cut, and that was it. I don't know if I'll ever be able to find another one. But anyway, it came so that you could mount the Chrysler housing to it, but then also if you had like a regular T3 housing or turbine flange, they gave you the holes drilled and threaded so you could do that. So I'm going to show you better when I actually get this bracket and such made for it, when I get it up under the car. This is just basic steel stock that you can get from Home Depot. I've had it for some time. You see it's all rusted up, but what I've purposed to do is I need something to support this mass here. This is your heaviest part right here, okay? And I found a way I'm going to do it under the car, and like I said, I'll show you when I actually do get it set up so you understand what I'm talking about. But in the meantime, I'm using these extra bolt holes here on this flange to give me something to bolt a bracket to. And what I did was I took some of this stock and cut it, and then of course this is not my weld. This, a friend of mine at work did this for me. My regular guy was out, but I needed it because of just this thing's taking way too long from what I actually intended for it to take. So he welded it up, gobbed heaps of stuff on there. So I made this bracket. When I did, I had to obviously provide the cut for the weld bead that he did. And so these bolts will hold this bracket on here, and then on this side I've got an equal size bracket, which it's going to be held on with these. And then I'm going to take another piece of stock and I'm going to lay it across here, and I'm going to weld it here and really, you know, make it a really strong weld. And it's going to, from this compressor housing, it's going to jump up vertically. And like I said, that's the point where it's going to be hard to describe. Just have to show you on the car. But as you can see, the oil inlet, that's why I've got this line marked here. This is going to be cut, and I've got a 90 for this right here, so I'm not worried about that. And then once I get it cut and welded, I'm going to clean it up, make these curves a little smoother, and then of course paint it. But outside of that, that's just that's what I've decided to do. When it comes to you doing your own, you may just take some regular old J hooks that you find on a lot of exhaust parts, where they weld it to the pipe and then dangle it from a rubber isolator. You may just weld it directly to the, I don't know. It's really one of those things that's going to be really just how you end up finding space for it up in there and what you think's the best way to support it. I think this is a good setup. So like I said, once I get it all on there, it's going to have this strong enough, it's thick enough to support the weight of this once it's up in there. And there's going to be other supports near there for the pipe and such. I am going to use the regular J hooks and the isolators for that down this way a little bit towards the front. And then like I said, it's just a matter of finding where you've got space for the size of turbo that you have, what makes sense to you, what's going to give you confidence that when you hit a big pothole that thing's not going to come falling out from underneath the car, and that's it. So, but anyway, that's what I've done. Just a real quick video just to show you that. I'll show you once I get it all mocked up together and on the car.